Well, Theresa May was having some meetings today, which was Tuesday, and yeah, she went to the EU leaders Merkel and Macron, probably to get them to give an extension or to just revoke Article 50. Well, I've been watching a bit of Nigel Farage on the LBC, and yeah, he's been saying that. Yeah, there's Matteo Salvini, the Italian Vice Prime Minister. He announced that there was going to be a new Euro nationalist group going on with all the EU skeptics, and yeah, there'll be UKIP members like candidates to be voted to give the EU their anti-EU globalist establishment, and yeah. But yeah, what I think amazing though was Theresa May saying it's going to be leave a deal or not at all, which is like saying you're either vote for an EU dictatorship or a dictatorship from the EU. Yeah. And tomorrow is the summit, which is the last day. Well, it might not be the last day with the EU. They can do what the fuck they like. They're not bothered. But the summit begins in Brussels to see about extensions to the UK. Starts at 6. 27 EU leaders. But as you can see on there, a vet Cooper bill is in place, so this summer is just to say that, because the Yvette Cooper bill says we can't leave on a hard Brexit, we need a deal and all that, so there won't be much of a discussion, and it's going to be anything what the EU give us. Theresa May's going to have to accept and then bring back to Parliament to see if you can get it to pass. And yeah, with the cross-party talks that broke down, what could be called Theresa's chit-chat, yeah, because Labour want to stay in a customs union and go into the single market, like that's the opposite of Brexit, but they know this, people know this, everyone's knowing it, but it's just one of those things where no one's going to say anything until, like Venezuela. That's when people will be like, oh yeah, this does seem like we should have got our sovereignty. Well, it'll be too late by then, but yeah. The only thing we can do is really just voting UKIP or any Brexiteer who is against the EU EU Council. We just got to vote them in, because yeah, there's a Euro nationalist group going around, and the chairman of the AfD of Germany says 10 parties will take part. He said he wants to reform the EU and the EU Parliament without destroying them, which means a slow sort of retreat from EU laws. We want to bring a radical change, which means he wants to stop this superstate, EU superstate, going down. Yeah, there's 17.1 million people in Britain voted the same. Yeah, and the will of the people, democracy. Well, is that going to have to take place by the slower task of putting in local European electorates in, making sure they get the EU to stop their superstate and dictatorship over the rest of Europe? That's what I'm hoping. Or hopefully we'll just leave on the 12th of April if Macron doesn't play ball with the rest of the EU, because he knows that Britain will probably send in a few EU skeptics. No doubt about that. And so is he going to think, well, does he want more people? And with Britain, they've got a good argument to say, look, we don't even want to be in this super state, but you've dictated to Britain that they have to be in it. You know, that ain't going to look too good. But when money's involved, they don't care how it looks. So he might be thinking just to take his retirement and retire in Brussels. Get away from the French chaos. Because there's probably going to be a few more yellow vest protests going on. It's going on 21, 22 weeks, 23, 24, 25. It's going to be half of a year, 6 months soon. So is he going to want another the rest of the year with the yellow vest? Look, my personal opinion in all this is that the politicians rather sell you out than give their pensions to Brussels up, because it's going to be a big payoff. Probably they're going to get a bonus pay on this. So what is going to happen? Because if it's the 30th of June, is it going to be all the same again? Theresa May going back? Because Donald Tusk there, yeah, he tried to leave, but Donald there, yeah, he's guaranteed a year extension, because that'll be like 12 billion. I mean, another 2 or 3 more years and it's like 42 billion. Well, is he gonna get it? Because luckily enough, if he does get all the money, then the EU jobs in Britain, well, are they saved? No, because he's just wanting money for his super state, and the banks, they giving away all the money. They'll be like, oh yeah, we'll have to invest in a super state because they don't want to get attacked by the European super state. Yep, it's looking like the EU superstate is going to be giving the orders, and some people rather take orders than argue for their rights. So that's the sort of society you're going to be living in. Then you're going to expect to be ruled like a dog. But to some people, they don't mind that, because living independent life is a bit too hard for them. It's having to do decision making. Some people don't like that. Some people just like to be told what to do, even if it means their lives are going to be worse off for it. Is probably why in prison some people rather give up their freedom and have someone tell them how to live a life than to go out and have to live that life. It's a bit like painting by numbers sort of thing, where people don't want to have to work out for themselves which colours to use. They want a number there that they can refer to, and it tells them which colour to use. Yeah, because some of us, we like to use our own colours. We like to decide what sort of colours we want our trees to be. And with this dictatorship, no, everyone's got to know exactly which colour they want you to use, which is probably red. Or communism. Yeah, well, we're going to have to see what happens if Theresa May gets the deal she's looking for, extinction or anything else, just so Britain's not an independent sovereign state. And let's see if Tusk, Macron and Merkel, see what they have to do with the situation, see if they can help Theresa and Vet Cooper, like, see if they could help her out, or unless, because I'd love to see Vet Cooper's face if all her planning of trying to revoke Article 50 and the EU just says, well, look, thanks for showing yourself up to be exactly what you are, but I'm afraid we're going to have to let Britain leave because there's going to be too much of a pain. Maybe they're thinking a lot of YouTubers might just start doing YouTube clips about how devious and treacherous their MPs are becoming. Maybe they don't want that sort of interference in their super plan. Maybe they want to keep it a bit quiet. So I'm not too sure of what's happening, because as I say, they're just going to make up their own rules. They're making them up like if they have to, they will just get the super state EU army on the streets like they're doing Paris and elsewhere around France, and just say it's become a tyrannical state. Everyone indoors, keep your mouth shut and off the internet. We don't know. We're probably thinking it is looking 1984, but maybe we can have these sort of expressions whilst we can before they get deleted from society. Any expression is becoming bad. It's been looked on like murder. It'd be executionable offence to express anything about anything. So yeah, that's looking like the way. So I think I'll smoke 'em whilst I've got 'em.